After nearly 3 months of negotiations, Jewish international lobbying for the resolution, and Arab outcry and threats against it, Resolution 181, calling for the establishment of a Jewish state and an Arab state side by side in Palestine, was finally put before the UN General Assembly. Jews around the world listened closely to their radios as the votes were tallied.
The United Kingdom abstained. The United States, yes. Uruguay, yes.
Of the 56 nations voting, 33 nations voted in favor of the plan, including the United States and the Soviet Union. 13, mostly Arab nations, voted against the plan, and 10 nations, including Britain, abstained.
The resolution of the DAC Committee for Palestine was adopted by 33 votes, 13 against, 10 abstentions.
Jews all over the world rejoiced. The Jewish dream of independence that had burned in the hearts of so many for so long would finally come true. However, the Arab leadership rejected the UN resolution altogether.
Just as in 1937, the Arabs under their bad leadership rejected statehood in the whole of the land of Israel where they were living, so in 1947, when the United Nations offered the same package, much better, if you like, than anything they can expect today. And again, they rejected it, because basically the idea was if you don't accept a state where you're living, you can get a state where you're living and where the Jews are living. All you need is, as indeed happened, that 5 Arab armies should attack, and, how long could the little new Israel last?
The day after the UN vote, a new wave of Arab rioting broke out in Palestine, and 2 weeks later, volunteers from surrounding Arab countries began arriving into Palestine to fight the Jews.
When the United Nations offered the 2 states in 1947, a Jewish state and an Arab state, the situation of the Jews in Israel was already quite precarious militarily, and the attacks began within hours, and then were daily, the attacks on the roads, on Jewish buses, on Jewish convoys, on Jewish villages. And militarily, the Yishuv, the Jewish community in Palestine, couldn't really cope with that. They didn't have the military strength to, if you like, clear the Tel Aviv-Jerusalem road from these constant attacks. When people were killed, the convoys, they had to go in armored convoys, were being attacked. And then even before statehood was declared, Jerusalem was besieged by Arab forces.
Rioting continued, with almost 1,000 Jews murdered by Arabs in the ensuing 4 months. During this escalation in violence, outlying Jewish villages and communities throughout the land were under threat, and some were abandoned.